didn't really think that he could, but I didn't want to hurt his feelings, so I gave him my phone number and forgot about it. About 2 weeks later, I get a call.
Clint Walker was supposed to be a hero of old Hollywood, tall, respected, and remembered for strength on screen. But near the end of his life, he became something else entirely, a truth teller. Hidden inside a forgotten diary, Clint Walker left behind words that would shatter the image of classic Hollywood forever. This was not gossip. This was not revenge. These were first-hand memories written in ink by a man who stood inside the room, while history was being made, and while cruelty was quietly normalized. Page after page, Walker exposed a Hollywood the public was never meant to see. A world where smiles masked hatred, where legends preached honor on screen while denying dignity off it. The most shocking part isn't that racism existed. It's that it was protected, celebrated, excused. The very stars, millions adored, the faces that defined courage and morality, were often the same people closing doors, silencing voices, and deciding who deserved to belong. This is not about destroying legends. It's about finally telling the truth they buried. One of the first names to emerge was John Wayne. To the public, John Wayne was America itself. Strength, patriotism, moral certainty. Films like Stagecoach, 1939, and True Grit, 1969, turned him into the ultimate Western hero. He represented justice, honor, and the triumph of good over evil. But Clint Walker described a very different man behind the myth. According to the diary, John Wayne held extreme racial beliefs. This was not quiet prejudice. It was loud, deliberate, and unapologetic. In his infamous 1971 Playboy interview, Wayne declared that white people were the superior race and dismissed the struggles of Black Americans. These were not careless words. They were beliefs he stood by and acted upon. Walker wrote that John Wayne routinely refused to work with Black actors and rejected film projects that featured minority leads. When Hollywood began slowly opening doors for Black performers in the late 1950s, Wayne pushed back fiercely. He claimed diversity would destroy American traditions. He supported politicians who opposed civil rights and backed policies designed to restrict equality. As society evolved, Wayne did not. The cowboy hero remained frozen on screen, while the man behind him became increasingly difficult to defend. Then came Joan Crawford, a queen of Hollywood, powerful, feared, respected, known for unforgettable performances in Mildred Pierce, 1945, and Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, 1962. She ruled the industry with iron control. But Clint Walker revealed a darker side of that power. According to the diary, Joan Crawford openly refused to work with Black actors. She rejected inclusive projects and demanded script changes to erase Black roles entirely. Studios listened. Directors complied. Her authority made resistance nearly impossible. The most painful moment came in 1940, when Hattie McDaniel became the first Black actress to win an Academy Award for Gone with the Wind, 1939. While history was being made, Crawford reportedly responded with open disdain. She refused to acknowledge McDaniel's achievement and allegedly stated she could never work with Black people. During the production of Humoresque, 1947, Crawford allegedly pushed directors to remove Black characters from the script entirely. As the civil rights movement gained momentum, stars like Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte stood up for equality. Joan Crawford did not. Walker described her silence as intentional, a quiet resistance to a changing world. Next was Charlton Heston. Audiences remembered him as a symbol of honor and leadership in epic films like Ben-Hur, 1959, and The Ten Commandments, 1956. Screen, he represented justice and moral authority. Off-screen, the diary told a more complicated story. Before his later change of heart, Charlton Heston reportedly held deeply conservative racial views. Walker recorded that Heston once declared he would never allow black people to rise above whites. In a 1961 interview with Edward R. Murrow, Heston criticized the increasing presence of black actors in Hollywood, suggesting they were being given opportunities they did not deserve. Beyond words, Heston supported political organizations that opposed civil rights legislation. Although he later expressed regret and became involved in movements supporting equality, Walker noted that history does not simply disappear. For many, Heston's past remained an indelible stain. Then there was Bette Davis, a towering figure of classic Hollywood. A woman whose performances in All About Eve, 1950, and Jezebel, 1938, defined an era. Her talent was unquestionable. Her beliefs were not. According to Clint Walker, Bette Davis openly believed black actors did not deserve leading roles. She reportedly demanded script changes to remove black characters and refused to share scenes with black performers. During the filming of Now, Voyager, 1942, Davis allegedly insisted that a black supporting character be removed entirely, stating they did not belong in serious cinema. Walker described her as brilliant but deeply rooted in prejudice. As Hollywood slowly changed, Davis resisted, clinging to outdated beliefs even as others began to move forward. The diary then shifted to the rebellious energy of the 1960s and the image of Steve McQueen, known as the King of Cool. Steve McQueen dominated the screen in films like Bullitt, 1968, and The Great Escape, 1963. He represented rebellion, masculinity, and fearless independence. But behind the image, Walker recorded deep discomfort with black actors taking heroic roles. According to Clint Walker's diary, Steve McQueen, the symbol of rebellion and cool, was far less progressive behind the scenes than audiences believed. McQueen reportedly refused to work with Sidney Poitier, claiming Poitier did not fit the image he wanted to project. To McQueen, action heroes had to look a certain way, and black actors were excluded from that vision. This belief wasn't just personal insecurity. It reflected a Hollywood system terrified of sharing power or redefining who could be seen as heroic. Although McQueen later softened his stance and appeared more open as the industry evolved, Walker noted that his early resistance played a role in keeping black actors locked out of leading, action-driven roles at a critical moment in cinema. History. Then came Olivia de Havilland, forever tied to Gone with the Wind, 1939, and remembered for elegance, poise, and classic grace. On screen, she embodied kindness and compassion. Off-screen, Walker wrote of a troubling indifference. Despite sharing the film with Hattie McDaniel, de Havilland never publicly supported McDaniel's historic Academy Award win. When asked about it, she reportedly dismissed the moment as insignificant. During the height of the civil rights era, de Havilland chose silence over solidarity, refusing to stand with those fighting for equality, a quiet absence that spoke louder than words. Next was Gary Cooper. A symbol of American virtue, Gary Cooper was celebrated as the embodiment of quiet strength and moral courage. Films like High Noon, 1952, and The Westerner 1940 portrayed him as a man who stood for justice when others backed away. On screen, he represented fairness and integrity. Off-screen, however, Clint Walker recorded a far less heroic reality. According to the diary, Cooper believed Hollywood was not a place for black actors. His films routinely minimized black roles, reducing them to brief, insignificant background appearances with no depth or dignity. He reportedly rejected collaborations with minority performers outright, shutting doors before they could even open. Yet his reputation remained spotless, revealing just how deeply normalized discrimination had become in classic Hollywood. Then came Burt Lancaster, charismatic, powerful, and widely admired. Celebrated for commanding performances in From Here to Eternity, 1953, and The Train, 1964. Lancaster appeared progressive on the surface, but Walker's diary told another story. Lancaster reportedly refused to work with Sidney Poitier, claiming, "Black actors lacked mainstream appeal." In his films, black performers were confined to shallow, underdeveloped roles, reinforcing a system that kept black talent on the sidelines while white stars dominated the spotlight.